Hello and welcome to Gunners Daily YouTube channel, where I'm covering all the latest Arsenal news and everything that is happening around the club. After a great night in the Champions League and our 6-0 win against Arsenal, we are now comfortably rolling into our next Premier League game, and that is against Wolverhampton Wanderers at the Emirates on Saturday. A must-win game for us if we want to continue our push for the Premier League title. But let's leave that aside for now, because today I wanted to talk about the Arsenal's form and performances so far this season, compared to the last season. Because I've seen many fans, journalists, content creators and whatnot saying that this current Arsenal team is miles off and much worse than the last year's team. So today, I want to discuss that, to see whether that's the truth, or maybe we are even better this season than we were last year. So let's discuss. Okay, the first thing that I've seen almost every single one of our fans complain this season is Arsenal don't score enough goals and we are not dangerous in attack like we used to be. And there is some truth in that, I guess. In some of the attacking stats, it really shows that we are not as efficient and effective and producing so much big chances per match. But the reality is, last season, when we played against basically any opponent in the league, they went neck to neck with us, and they were trying to outplay us. And our free-flowing, high-intensity attacking football paid off, because we scored 2 or 3 goals against almost every single team throughout the season. But the problem is, we also conceded a lot more. And we finished as the 4th best defensive team in the league last season, conceding 43 goals. And that's not bad, don't get me wrong. But little things and differences like that are the reason why we are a different beast this year. We currently have the best defensive record in the league, conceding the least goals so far. And I know it's only been, 13 games. And fair enough, things could change until the end of the season. But just looking at the way how we played this season, there hasn't been a single team that played against us so far that took our possession and made us retreat, and you could say that they really pushed us, that they were dominant and we were lucky to get something out of the game. Arsenal have been dominant. Arsenal had possession against literally every single opponent so far this season. Even in the games we lost, we were realistically a better team on the pitch. But the main difference that happened to us this season compared to the last one is that teams are closing up against us. They put a low block with 10 players behind the ball from the first minute, and they are much more prepared when they face us, unlike last season. And that was expected, and I expected that would happen. It's not like teams who conceded 4 or 5 goals against us last season are going to come out on the pitch this season and try with the same old tactic to try and outplay us, man to man. The things happen when you are a good team, and that is something that Mikel Arteta needs to fix, to try and find new ways, better and more effective ways, to break down teams quicker and more easier. I mean, look at our next 2 games. Wolverhampton at home and then Luton Town. Do you expect Wolverhampton and Luton Town to come and try to outplay Arsenal? Of course not. They will retreat back from the minute 1 and hope that they could maybe get a point from that game. Because by now, they all know, if they open and try to get smart with Saka, Martinelli, Odegaard, Jesus, etc., they would get annihilated, especially at the Emirates. And that is probably one of the main reasons why people assume that we are playing much slower and that it's not the proper Arsenal from last season. When in reality, there's only so much you could do when the team start defending against you from the first minute. Talent-wise, compared to the last season, I would say we are even better this season. With the addition of Declan Rice, who, in my opinion, is the best midfielder in the world so far this season. I just can't believe how good that guy actually is. And with the addition of Jurrien Timber, who we all saw is also a different kind of player, and he didn't even feature for us in the league for now. So yes, we are definitely a better team. I'm not gonna add Kai Havertz to that list, because in all honesty, the jury's still out for him. If he's an upgrade on our current squad. Or is he just another player who was brought in only to fill up our bench and wait for his chance? I know, he scored 2 in 2 But I'm just not sold on him, at least not yet, and I don't think he's better than anyone in our starting 11. But that's a topic for some other time. Alright, when you look at most of our players who were here last season, I think they all basically improved. They are much, much better players than they were last year. Saka, Martinelli, Odegaard, White, Tomiyasu, Gabriel, Saliba. Basically everyone has gone up. They seem more relaxed and more focused this season. Although we shouldn't forget, most of these guys are still extremely young. Most of them are still, 21, 22, 23, 24 years old. And they will all get even better because they are still not even close to their prime. So we can really say that this Arsenal team, that Arteta build, is a completely different beast. It's not good, and it's not going to get away anytime soon. I watch every single Arsenal game, just like most of you do. And the thing that you could have seen from the start of this season is, even though this is still one of the youngest squads in the league, but just how much more mature are we playing this season? We are a lot more focused, a lot more concentrated. Everyone knows what's their job and what should they do in every moment at the pitch. We are slowly but surely building up possession and, you could say, strangling our opponents bit by bit. We are not just going to the attacking third with 7-8 players and forcing a goal while leaving a hole in our midfield and defense, like we did many times last year when we were just going all out. Bam, bam, bam. Look, you can love him or hate him, but you can't deny it. Mikel Arteta built this squad from the ashes, literally. And to see how far we've come since, 2020 till now, it's scary. It's scary how organized, well-balanced, and ruthless we became. And after years and years of mediocrity, we can finally proudly say, Arsenal Football Club is back. And we are a completely different beast this season. And believe me, we are only going to get better and better and better. I don't know how to describe it, but you can feel it. That there is something special building up with this group of players. You can feel it that good things are ahead of us. I don't know. And the only thing that this team needs to get even better and to reach that world class, top of the bunch level, is to win something. And I mean to win something big, Premier League or the Champions League, to take that burden off their back, to feel how it is to be the best, and then to unleash their full potential and officially begin this new great era of our club. Because let's not forget, winning games is great. Scoring attractive goals is great. Having the great defensive record is great. But none of that will count in the end if we don't win something. And I mean something big. Just look at Tottenham and their legendary, 2015 to 2020 squad generation. Yeah, they played great. They reached the Champions League final. Yeah, they were the second best for a couple of times. And that's all great and fine. But you know what? In a couple of years, no one's going to remember that. When they open the history books, there will be a big gap. Because at the end of the day, they bottled it all and they didn't win anything. Well, except for that, Volkswagen, Skoda Octavia Cup or whatever. But you get the point. Alright, so Gunners, on that note, let's take a look at some of your comments from this morning's post. Today's question was, what would you say is the main difference between this and the last season's Arsenal? So let's take a quick look at some of your comments. Christos Anesti says, if Kai Havertz just stays consistent with these recent performances, I'll be very happy with this team. I agree. I think it's crucial for Havertz to continue this good form. I still don't believe he's good enough to be in our starting 11 week in, week out. But if he continues to prove his worth when he gets a chance, we'll see. Mikem8211 says, those last 20 years were so tough. Love to all my fellow Gunners. It's our time now. I hope it's our time now, finally. Xbox 364. The biggest difference is the way that teams play against us. Ren actually came to play football, like Prem teams did last season. You mean Lance, probably. Lance actually came to play football, like Prem teams did last season. So got battered 6-0. Brentford parked the bus, so we only won 1-0. And I agree. I've been talking about this in this video. That's my point, exactly. Scribble71 says, composure and the rock-solid defending. We were banging in goals left and right last season, but also conceded a buttload. Exactly what I was talking about. Not this year. We're not as flamboyant, but more stoic and methodical. Blink89 says, playing as a team. Talking, moving quicker, opening a wide space for us to move the ball around quickly, and we seem to be more ruthless. I just wish we take this approach to every game we play from now on. Brilliant weekend, fantastic result last night, and he scored again. Shout out Blinkty. Ismail Babaliu says, squad depth, maturity, and understanding that good football doesn't win you games. You have to play not your games sometimes in order to win. In a nutshell, winning is the most important factor regardless of how you win. I agree. Winning, and especially winning trophies at the end of the season, is the most important part. Because in 5 years' time, 10 years, 20 years, no one's going to remember, oh, they played great that season and they won the title playing great. When some other team won the title 3 seasons, let's say in a row, playing average football, I mean average, you know what I mean, and won 3 titles. So, yeah, I agree. Judge Red says, cheese and pickle rolls. Ezil had them banned because he's allergic to pickle, but now they're back and the team is doing better. Kryptonite says, he need to improve his work rate and his passing. I guess you're talking about Kai Havertz. Wiltat says, consistency is the key. Contra Boateng says, if Kai Havertz keeps scoring goals week in, week out, Arsenal will be unstoppable. And English with me says, nothing, we haven't won anything. And that is basically it for today's video. Gunners, thank you for watching, thank you for joining in. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more daily content because I'm making videos every single day. Once again, thank you for watching and see you on the next one. Peace.